Okay, so there's a lot of better videos on setting up a cross or solving a Rubik's Cube. I'm going to real quickly go through how to make a cross using the flower technique, which is not one I'm very good at, but my students do very well with that one. And after that, I would like to show you some practice methods once you get your cross to do F2L. So if you don't know how to do a cross, basically the series is you're getting your white pieces to match the yellows. And I think to make it a little simpler, I'm just going to rotate that to the blue side. And then from then on, I find my green piece here, I'm going to move my blue piece out of the way, move that all the way over to the green. So my blue piece here, there's my green. It feels kind of silly if you're good at making a cross, but this way you could see what you're doing until you're comfortable knowing what's going on, what's behind you. You can match your cross pieces like this. So I believe this is called the flower technique. So once you have all three of them, you confirm that they are there. You simply rotate them down, and then you have a cross. Well, now what? So now here's the thing called F2L, and it's actually pretty simple, I think, but it's hard because you have all this stuff going on, and you're looking. This is actually a perfect situation right here where we have the two green reds. So you have the green, red, white, which is a corner piece that will go here. You have the green, red, which will go here in this slot. So this is my F2L pair. It's not matched right now. And this is where it needs to go. So basically what that would look like is you separate them and you'd insert them. And that's about how quick it takes. However, a lot of people have a hard time seeing that because there's actually three cases. You could do it with only one case. But there's three cases that you can see F2L pairs in when it's on this top layer. If they're down here, it gets a little more complicated. But there's three cases. So let me show you the method that I recommend. Okay, as you see, we have a solved cube now. Now, I don't want to worry about the cross. A solved cube has a cross. What I want to do is I want to reverse engineer, not worrying about the last layer tricks like OLL or PLL. That could come later. And honestly, I'm not the person you want to be teaching you about that. I could do 2-look OLL, and I most of the time know my PLL. But I'm going to do what we do in teaching, what's called reverse, beginning with the end in mind. So I have this here. I have my pair here. So how do I take it out? So that'd be pretty easy. I do R, U, R prime. So again, to take it out, that is R, U, R prime. So now that slot's empty, and I have an F2L pair. So I actually recommend doing that, spin it around, and then you could place it in there and fix your cube. There's another way you could insert it over here, and let's just go ahead and take a look at that. You could actually put that in place, but now I broke my cross, so I don't want to mess with that cross piece, so I move it out of the way, move my cross piece back and in. And the fun thing about that is if you do that 1, 2, or I guess that's 4 times already, that it actually resets itself. All right, so having said that, I take my F2L pair out. Now here's where this gets cool for me. We don't get these F2L pairs paired up already. They're somewhere around the cube, but I don't want to have to worry about that right now. I want to learn, how do I get this F2L pair paired like this from when it's anywhere on the cube? Well, the first step you're going to have to do is you have to get it to this top layer, and I'm not going to be talking about that. But the first thing you're going to have to do is have them separated, then pair them, then insert them. So how could I separate these? Well, if I go to my left face, if I do L, U prime, L prime, I now have them separated. This is just one of 3 cases. I actually learned how to solve the F2L just using this one case. So you can spin this around anywhere you want, but the cool thing is you can actually see if I pair it like this, I just brought that F2L pair out. So you could kind of see situations that might come up. So here is my 2. So I could move that back, pair it. We could move that down, separate them, move it down, pair them, move it down, move it all the way to the opposite side. It's still here, see? I can move it down and put it back. The only place you can't put it, I could put it here where it's paired. I could put it here to the side, put it here at the top, but if I put it here, then it goes down there. So that's not what, that wouldn't work. So that's paired. Then I can move that here and insert it. And this is actually a different case. I'm going to quickly put it in and hope, and there we go. So that is how I practice F2L. So that's one case. Another case could be, well, what if the colors are different? Well, here's the red, here's the blue. So if I move that down and over, that makes the blues on the both sides. So if I go down and bring it back, it fixes them. If I have these here and I push this away, okay, and I could spin that a couple times, bring it back, my 2 different colors are on opposite side now. Now something I'll point out, because this is one of my favorite cases, but the important part is this white has to be what we call perpendicular. It has to be going through a perpendicular rod from this. So people say it's to the side. I like to think of it as perpendicular from this line. That's the key. If you have it situated like this, where I think of that as parallel to that line, to the line that the blue-red makes, if it's parallel, if the white's parallel to that, it's not going to work. It won't pair. See, if I go like that, it's the white's on top, it's not paired. So if you have it here where it's on the side, it's very easy. You move it up, pair it, you take it out, you can put it in. You can take it out, put it in. So that's actually my favorite pair, or my favorite coupling. If you ever see that, the blue-red with white on the side, you put it over its corner, just like we did, insert. Okay, I think I messed something up there real quick, but let me fix it. There we go. All right, so ignore my mistake there, but let's look at one other way we could, one other case that we could see with our F2L. So if I pull out this corner again, the only other case you'll see is if the white's on top. So how do we make that occur? If I go that way, the red's on top. If I bring it down, the green stays on top. So the way we get the white on top is we actually take the pair, we move the middle that way. We move the middle down the layer. We spin the corner away, we bring the middle back. And now if you notice, that motion, as you'll learn, they'll say whenever you have the white on top, you move you move the middle piece away from the top color. So if you look, in order for me to get the white on top, that's exactly what I have to do. I have to move the green middle away from its green side in order to get that white on top. So that's the reason why when you're making this F2L pair, you have to move it away, bring it on top, and then you could pair it. I don't know what I did again, but that's okay. There we go. All right. So lastly, we'll end up with one thing. So now here we have a Superman. Let me get through that real quick. Let me just pause this. Hold on. Okay, and we're back. So again, I like to, this works for OLL and PLL strategies. Now, PLL sometimes will act a little different, but this is really good for OLL. So whenever I'm learning a new OLL algorithm, I don't wait for it to come on my cube. I don't wait for it to just magically appear because I can't generate that as easy. So if I do, forgive me for not remembering this OLL name, but I believe this is called anti-soon, or not anti-soon, double soon. So if I do this, and that algorithm to a solved cube, it gives me a hammerhead. So then I can solve my hammerhead, and I get a solved cube. If I do my hammerhead, it gives me the, I believe this is called the double soon. So I'll just practice those two algorithms back and forth. So I'll go my double soon, and I'll do my hammerhead. And you just have to keep in mind that this is the hammerhead gave me this. So when I was practicing that hammerhead algorithm, I was not keying the position. I wasn't keying. So this looked like the double soon. So I make sure I have that there, and I do my algorithm. Okay. If I do that exact same algorithm I did for that double soon, forgive me if I got the name wrong, it gives me the hammerhead. So now I can do my hammerhead, and it solves it. Okay. So anytime you're going to learn a new OLL or PLL, let me see if I can do it with a PLL. My brain's not really working on PLL right now, but that's part of the reason why I okay, so I did a PLL one there. I believe that's an R perm. And see this one, it will flip these two and flip these two. So because of that, because this is flipping and this is flipping, this is the same and this is the same and this is the same, it actually will let me practice that specific PLL case over and over and over again. So I don't have to do one, it won't give me something different, it gives me that exact same thing, so I could go there. Now the G perms, now forgive me, my G perms have not been that great recently, but let me see if I can do a G perm. So if I do the G perm, which is the GA perm, I believe, if I go like this, and I believe I got it. The GA perm, if I do that to a solved cube, the key is this, for the GA perm, this has to go there. But if you notice, it doesn't. That'd be the wrong case. So if the red has to go that way, you make it move up, and you do the GB perm, which if I do it right, should be which I messed it up, but that's okay. You get the point. That one perm, the G perms, the A perm will give you the B perm, the C perm will give you a D perm if you do it to the solved cube. So on the OLLs, they'll almost always give you a different OLL to practice, but with the PLLs, it's a little different. But anyways, that's how I recommend it. Just start from the solved cube, see how it affects the cube, and you go back and forth between those two. If you're learning F2L, start with your solved cube, pull it out, and then solve it. I hope this was helpful.